record? Yeah, it's recording, I believe. Very good. So we're going to record this session. All right, so I'm going to go share the screen and go back to this and our club president's training. All right, we have the outline. We're going to look at the club structure. This is recommended. It is not that you have to fill all of these slots. Some clubs can, some clubs cannot. You may not have enough people to fill up some of the committees that are in the structure, but fill as many positions as you can, because that makes you a more productive club. We're going to look at the Constitution and bylaws. Every club should have a constitution. This is a standard one. LA2 is the document number, and it's provided by LCI. It does not conflict with LCI's constitution. So that's a good thing. You're not supposed to take any exceptions to theirs, because they're the governing body. Also, we're going to look at the ebook. There are ebooks for secretary, treasurer, membership chair, service chair, club president, and first vice president all together. Those two are together. So make sure that your other officers as president understand and have access to these ebooks. They're on the LCI's webpage under member resources. I also have a full set on my hard drive that I've downloaded, and I've got a printed book of them also. So if you really would like to have some of them, email me at fred.conger@verizon.net, and I will send them to you, so that you can give them to your other officers if they did not attend training, and they're very helpful. We're also going to look at LCI's website. On there, as member login, once you have a member login, you have access to these highlighted 5 different areas: My LCI, My Lion, Shop, where you can go buy supplies, Insights. There's all kinds of information about membership trends and how much we've given internationally and by constitutional area and by district and state, and club, if you want to dig that deep, to LCIF, our foundation. Also learn, there are online courses. There is a president's training, probably 1 hour. I would recommend that you go take that as soon as you can as a refresher, and they may have some things on there I don't talk about, but probably not. But anyway, I would go through and take that class just to say you did, number one. And I would recommend for all of your officers to go on to learn and take their specific course, even if they attended this training, and especially if they did not, and to print out an ebook and use that as a guide. We're going to talk about some of our tasks that are covered, weekly tasks that you as president and your officers need to do: monthly, quarterly, annual, dues, and club budgets. You need 2 accounts, and you need a budget. You need to always have a meeting agenda. You should use SMART goals and plan your goals for the year, membership-wise and service project-wise, so that you're ready to take off at the 1st of July. So you could get your officers together on Zoom probably and do some planning prior to your stepping into your role on the 1st of July. And we're going to talk about Melvin Jones and the LCIF and Campaign 100, and then Club Excellence Awards. Club Excellence is something that you earn. We'll talk in detail on it, but it kind of says, if I meet all 4 of these requirements, I am a club, or we are a club that is doing what we should be doing as far as Lionism. We're getting new members, we're doing service, we're publicizing our activities and our service to our community, and we're also developing new leaders and making our club a better place for our own members and encouraging other people to come join us. So without further ado, let me jump into the next slide. Okay, the club structure, DA-MCS, not sure what that stands for, club structure, it's a CS. We're going to talk about board of directors made up of all the officers of your club and the club directors that should be elected and chairpersons of your committees. Global Action Team is a subset. You'll see that, made up of the first VP. Chris, I think you said you were first VP. Yes, okay. And your membership chair and your service chair, and it's presided over by your president. So those four people make up a subset, and I think that is set up for training. Now, I think there is a GAT course coming out on Learn. It's not ready yet. I have to take it very soon because I'm going to be second vice district governor. But as soon as that comes out, you might check every once in a while, and if it's available, take that and see how you can apply that subset structure to benefit your club. It's something that I've advocated. I've never seen it done. I haven't seen it done at the district level or at a club level yet, but I think it should be. And hopefully that video or that course will help us understand how to do that. That's the missing element. We'll look at standing committees, your constitution, bylaws, and talk about your first VP being a leadership chairperson, promoting training, getting your other officers to take training online or through Learn, attending cabinet meetings, where generally there is a training session of some sort, helping them with their job proficiency and developing new leaders, both for your club, because you need to backfill your position next year, and for district leaders. We always need district leaders to do chair the different committees and to step into zone chair and regional zone chair and vice district governor positions. So let's go take a look at that document. And is it? I've got too many things. Let's see, can I make that bigger? Okay, where are you hiding? Oh, show all the windows. Here we go. It was hiding from me. Here it is. Okay. So let's make this a little bigger. And maybe, can y'all read those? Or I can zoom in a little bit more. All right. So here's the standard club structure as recommended by LCI. So you can see that the board of directors up here is made up of all the club officers. These people down here, your immediate past president, your seconds, secretary treasurer, marketing, vice president, number one, and membership and service chairs, and your president, and your directors, other elected directors or chairpersons would all make up the board of directors. All of the decisions of the club, expenditure, authorizations, program, as far as service opportunities and things that you as a club are going to participate in, those decisions are made by the club. The president is only the presiding officer of the board meetings, of the standard meetings, and any other special meetings that you might have. So we're not dictators if we're the club president, but you are the chair of the chairman of the board and overseer of the meetings that run. But these people make all of the decisions, including you. So this is your board. If you have a branch president, which I think we have one sitting in, he or she is also a member of this board, because the host club needs a liaison to, or should have a liaison to the branch club. And then also the branch club is a liaison, the president, back to the host club, and can vote as part of the board. So that's that structure. You'll get this I'll email it to you. And if you're a large enough group, you may have to have a committee to support these functions. I would suggest in membership that you have at least 3 people, if you can, to cover membership. Somebody to keep the club members happy, working on that. Somebody to develop programs within that group to bring to the board to develop and increase your membership and your service. Same thing for the service committee chairperson. They may need some help to develop some programs. Marketing and communications, your webmaster, somebody possibly that does your Facebook account, whoever writes your script for newspaper articles, those people make up the communication group. And that it would be good to have a committee to do that, to divvy up the functions and responsibilities. A real large group might have to have a finance committee. Now, constitution and bylaws, every club should have a constitution. And you can adopt the LA2, which we're going to look at in a minute, as your standard, and it's probably adequate. It covers lots of information about how clubs operate, positions of clubs, and if you've got some sort of question about what should be done, and can somebody be a member? Can somebody, how do we drop a member for certain reasons? That should be in that constitution. So go read that when you have an opportunity. I'll give you a copy of it. But I don't know of any clubs that really have their own committee standing. But as a group, you should always have a constitution. And if somebody possibly to do information technology, that could boil over into the webmaster over here in the marketing group. Okay, any questions about that? Here's your GLT or GAT, the action team. And as I said, that's a subset. You could use that for planning, for membership development, service, and leadership development. We have these 3 positions on the district level. We have a GST, a GMT, and a GLT, and they could communicate with those district people and get support from them and work with them, and vice versa. Call on the GST, the GMT, and the GLT for support in leadership development, membership development, and service development. All right. Back to this. All right, standard club structure. Next, let's look at the Constitution and bylaws. LCI's Constitution is the supreme. That means it overrides all of the others. We can't do something in violation because we have a charter from LCI. LCI is the governing body, and we are a club because we petitioned them and they gave us the opportunity to be a club and chartered us. They also recognize that without clubs, it's not Lions Clubs International, it's just Lions Club International. So and clubs are important, and they recognize that. So they are there to support clubs. If you have questions, you can call LCI direct and talk to someone. I would prefer possibly you contact some of the district officers and let us do that for you. But if you really want to, that's fine. I've done it as a club president, and it works. So every club needs a constitution. It defines your club's operation. Officer responsibilities are in there also, and club obligations. Reporting is important. It is a club obligation. When you signed your charter, it may have been 25 years ago, or your club may have formed 100 and some years ago. They signed a obligation that when they took the charter, there were obligations that they had to meet. One of those is reporting. Membership monthly, your MMR. I don't know if you've heard of that or not, but you will. MMR is our monthly membership reporting, and every club is responsible to turn that in. It's simple. It is, if you don't have any changes, additions, or deletions, it's about a 2-minute operation. So don't let your secretary say, oh, that's hard to do. I just don't want to do it every month. You have them do it. Now, if they don't, you have opportunity to also go in. 2 people can get into LCI, my LCI, and report club membership. We'll talk more about that in a minute. It's modified. The Constitution is modified annually by LCI's Board of Directors, and it is the standard club charter and Constitution that's available. Let's go take a look at it real quick. Any questions? If you have any questions, just be sure to speak up.
Fred, yes, I have a question.
Okay.
I'm wondering on the MMS, is it better for the secretary and the treasurer to be able to get into that, to update, since they would know, I guess, if we need to purge anyone? What's your suggestion on that?
Removing anyone, that's a board decision. So
Okay.
they cannot just go in and should not go in and do
for
that.
financial reasons of not having.
Likewise.
Okay.
And the treasurer, they have their own things that they can see. You and the secretary can see other things. And I'll talk about that a little bit more, but you can file, it's an MMR report, monthly membership report. You can file it. I had a terrible secretary one time, and I was in Mexico, and it was October 31st, and I thought afternoon, I said, oh, I better check, see if she's turned that in. She had not. So I went online, click, it was done. So anyway, you can do that if they forget. My suggestion is do it the first of the month. Have them religiously go in and file the report the first of the month. If it changes, you add somebody, or you all decide to drop someone, you can go in and make a change throughout the month. But if you wait till the end of the month, you're going to get a call from somebody like me saying, you haven't turned in your MMR. What's going on? And if you wait till the end of the month, it's easy to forget. You know, when March rolled around and everybody was concerned about the COVID-19, people weren't thinking about lying MMRs.
Absolutely.
So I had to make a lot of calls and talk to people and say, yeah, you really need to get that in, because it's easy.
Well, that's a good suggestion to do it at the beginning of the month, and that way it's consistently done. So
that's right. And you don't have to worry about it. And again, if you make changes, no big deal. You just make the changes. Yes.
Fred, do the branch clubs do the MMR?
I believe they do. I think I have never been in a branch club, but I think they are responsible for their own.
I know they're having trouble getting into the system of being able to make changes or to add their activities and all.
Okay. You might talk to your secretary. I am not sure how that works.
Me.
Okay, it's you. Okay. So they wouldn't be able to yet until the 1st, but you're talking about this current year.
Right.
They haven't been able to get in.
Yeah, they go in and they say they're not allowed to do it. They're not an officer, but their office.
Have they been reported by you as the secretary,
right,
as a branch president and branch
right,
secretary?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So if you go on and check their membership, it shows that they are those officers.
Right.
Okay.
I have another question.
Well, let me finish that. You may want to go contact LCI and see what the deal is. Okay. They'll explain it to you if there's, you know, what maybe is wrong and going on. Yeah. Who else do we?
Well, it's kind of on the same topic. The Leos are having trouble going in and accessing the Leo stuff and doing the same thing. And is there a way that the advisor can also have access to that? Because right now, I have no access to the Leo.
Okay. Again, I'm going to plead ignorance because I've never been involved in that. And you're going to have to talk to, well, maybe you could contact Peggy Smotherman.
Okay.
Peggy Smotherman would know. She has a branch club and she knows the details. And she's taught this class last week for the secretaries. And she's top notch. Yeah, she knows.
Okay.
And if she doesn't, she'll find out. So look her up and give her a call. And if you don't, just email me. I'll give you her phone number because she just lives down the street from me.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. We were going someplace, and now I forget. We've looked. Oh, we were going to look at LA2, the charter. There it is, LA2, the Constitution. And yeah, we're viewing here. So this is the standard Constitution. It changes annually a little bit. If you look down through here, your copy, there's some marked out one and changes. Those are the ones that were done for this year, the changes that were made. Our club, we always read one of the purposes at the beginning. I think that's kind of good to refresh those things in your club members' minds because they don't know all of these. And to take an active interest in civic and cultural, those things are what unite us in our purpose, and they need to understand those. And you might even have a program sometime to go over those, because education and your first vice president could be the one to do that, to educate people and be a program presenter. And we usually read our vision statement and our mission statement just to focus on what our purpose is. Look down through here, there's lots of information, who the officers are, how to remove an officer for not doing their duties. Branch clubs, some of that information you're looking for may be in there, but I wouldn't guarantee it. Here's something important. Your treasurer and your club needs to have two funds. So you need to know that. One is your activity or public funds. That is money that comes from the public. You do not use a penny of that for dues. You cannot do, or any of your club or active club expenses, okay? That is 100% of that goes to charity. Down here is your administrative funds. Those are from your dues, and they pay your dues to LCI, most of your dues to the district, and any money that you collect for your club operation. So if you are saving up money for a banquet, that money would come from that. Okay, so you have to pay for it out of there. Awards that you buy for your maybe plaques or something, that would come from administrative funds. Okay, so they cannot separate. Yeah, somebody's.
Fred, I was going to ask, where do you find this? This is the Constitution. This is the one under LCI that we can adopt as a
Yes,
club?
it is. I will send this to you, and
okay.
you can look someplace up here. It's LA2.
Okay.
Back on the public funds here. Now, part of your district state dues that you pay, your treasurer pays to the district treasurer. There's LCI dues that he can go online to My LCI and pay directly to LCI. But then there's also the district and MD2 dues that you pay directly, send the money to the district treasurer, who's going to be Danny Fletcher next year. All right. Of those dues, $21 is for the Lions Camp annually. And that money is charity money. So if you have a fundraiser, now let's say you have 10 members, $210 would go to the Lions Camp. You do not have to pay that out of your dues. You can take that money, because the Lions Camp is a charity, and you can pay that money out of your activity or your public funds. Okay, is that clear? Kind of confusing. It's part of your dues, but since that portion to the Lions Camp is a service, a charity, you can take money that you've raised from the public and pay it to the camp and lower your
So
dues.
then, Fred, would you just then put, when you collect the dues, would you just take out that portion and put it in your public funds account?
You can do that. Yeah, I believe you can do that. You might see. Well, yeah, we pay. I think we just put all of it. Well, here's what we do. We
Okay.
pay it for dues anyway, and then we pay. We take some of our we have extra money in our account is what we wind up doing, and then we pay our club, our Texas Lions Camp dues out of our public money that we've collected from
Understood.
the public, so that
Okay.
we're flush. We're usually flush with money because we're actually going ahead and paying the club for it. But you can take. I had one club that was way behind on money, and I said, "Hey, you got $700 here that you can collect from the public and pay off your dues for the Texas Lions Camp." And they did that, and that lowered it was half of their district dues. It's half of your dues. So that would certainly help if you can.
I may need to visit with you about that. We've having some, just a little bit of confusion about how to make sure that we're, above board. I think number one, we hadn't been charging enough dues.
Yeah, that can, new clubs, that's an issue. Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, you've got to cover your expenses. That's part also of setting a budget at the beginning of the year. That's one thing that you need to do is set up a new budget and look at your expenses, your service, the cost to your service, how much money you're planning on giving away, and you can budget those. And then you know what your fundraisers need to be, and you can say, okay, I think I can get $2,000 out of this fundraiser, and that means we could cover this particular service project. So, yeah, setting up a budget between now and your early July would be a good idea. Talks about membership types, elections, okay, duties of the officers. You probably want to read that. You're the first vice president, president, and all of your other people. Board of directors. Most people don't have a safety officer. And meetings, it talks about all of these things. And here's some information about branch club administration. So when you get a copy of this, read through it. And it's 28 pages, but at least be familiar with it so that you know what is in there and you can refer back to it. If you haven't already adopted a constitution, you might bring this to the board and say, here's our standard constitution. Let's look at this and understand it and adopt it as our constitution. It's a good thing to do. All right. Next thing I wanted to look at was, let's go back to this, is ebooks. All right. There are ebooks for all of these except for marketing and communication. That's called a guide. But this outlines all of these things that we need to do. Now, in the ebook, there are links that used to work. LCI and all their wisdom, they're changing their website all around all the time. So that doesn't work. But let's go take a look at that document. And here it is, DA Club President, First Vice President ebook, cleverly named. And let's see, get it up here. So in here is something else you would like to or should read. Let's zoom in a little bit here. And we have a welcome, and they start off preparing to lead, First Vice President, getting ready to succeed the club president. So you might want to look through that, or you should learn how to access My LCI. That's something we're going to look at also. My Lion coming soon. It's already here. It's been here over a year. So this needs to be updated. First, when you transition to club president, things to look at, your role. Monthly events, quarterly meetings, zone meetings. You will be invited to several meetings, you and your secretary and first vice presidents, and maybe your treasurers or membership chairs can go to those meetings too. One of them is the district governor's committee, advisory committee. That's a zone chair meeting. There are 3 in the year, and it's a good place to go learn and talk to meet your other club counterparts as far as presidents and offices. Okay. I will have, as second vice district governor, I will have 3 district meetings, which also where clubs can come together and share ideas and information. And I'll have a little training information also at each of those. Probably they're going to be Zoom because I can't get a buffet location or things like that right now. It's a real problem. But if I can, we'll meet in person. That would be it's a lot better. Talks about LCIF, what the foundation is, and the Lions Learning Center. I'll show you that online. Okay, and there are courses on there. As I said earlier, go take your president's training and have your other officers take theirs also on the Learn, on member login. Once you log in, you can access that information. Responsibilities. This is an overview kind of. Point chairpersons, that's your job. Plan and conduct the meetings. Prepare active participation in, come to the governor's zone meetings, okay? Manage your elections. You will be responsible next February and March to get together a nominating committee. A lot of clubs didn't do this in time, and that put them way behind the 8 ball when COVID came up. So make sure that you get that nominating committee together so that they can come up with a slate of officers to recommend to the club. Club doesn't have to vote them in. They can nominate from the floor and select somebody else, but you need a slate of officers and then oversee that election. Okay, and then there's some information on Robert's Rules of Order and what directors do. Here's the club structure again, and a synopsis of your responsibilities, which is also in the chart, the Constitution. So you have an idea of what everybody is supposed to be doing in a synopsis. Club Quality Initiative. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. You can use this to improve the quality of your club as far as service. Maybe you can find a new service opportunity through this procedure and make your members happier. I know our club, we had we used to meet had tables. Well, then we went to just tables in front of the speaker and chairs behind the tables. Well, the people back in the cheap seats kind of felt left out. I don't blame them. When you're sitting back there and other people, well, they're the important people up there at the tables. We figured that out and decided we're going to do away with the tables except for the secretary who has to take minutes so that we're all on an equal footing. So little things like that that you might not even think of that can make people unhappy and hurt your club's happiness and the success of your members. And this is another one. I will send you this, Blueprint for a Stronger Club. And it's a guide through the process of implementing a plan of action for your goals. All right, familiarize yourself with my LCI, very important, and my Lion. First, well, that's vice president, things that they should do. And board of director meetings. So look through those. Oh, annual events. Always try to have a end of the year event. Ours are going to have to be online. We had our installation of officers last Monday. Next Monday, not tomorrow or this Monday, but on the 29th, we're going to have our awards banquet. What would have been our awards banquet? Usually we combine those two and have a big banquet and install the new officers and give out awards for people that have done outstanding work in the club and served the club well. So if you can combine those two, have a business meeting and also your awards night, I encourage you to do that because it's a great way to recognize people and get together and have a formal event. We do that at convention. We have the grassroots banquet and the awards night all at the same time. We'll do that this year. Hopefully, Lion Vinod will be able to pull one off on July 25th. That's what he's shooting for, to have a banquet. I've heard just recently it may be outdoors because of the COVID, but we really need to do that, give out awards to people. So I am going to stop that one. Any questions? You're going to need to take these documents and go through them on your own because we just can't cover everything. But and you'll know where things are at and be able to go back and refer to it. Okay. Let's see. I want to. Oh, let's go back to this. Next. LCI login. Okay, this is important. Once you go to lionsclubs.org, and I notice the S's, Lions Clubs, there's a member login. If you have never logged on to it, you will need to sign in and set up an account. Once you have that registered, you can just go click and put in your password and your username. Your username is typically your email address. It's for all Lions. Everybody can get in here and see things, but it's primarily for the officers. Each of our officers here see different things. There are tasks that are presented to you. So as president, it can remind you of what you need to be doing if you check in there regularly. And I would say at least every week. Secretaries have different things. Treasurers, it would say when to pay their bills and possibly that they received a new invoice from LCI. And again, your district stuff, dues statements come from the district treasurer. That would be Danny Fletcher. Service chair also can go in and do some things and see. So there's 5 things in here: My LCI, My Lion Shop, Insights, and Learn. My LCI, as it says, is tools for Lion leaders. So again, it will show your tasks that you need to do. Norm. So there is a support, and apparently, if you have never been on here before, you really can't get into this until you are granted access by LCI. That will be after July 1st. It may not be on the 1st. It may be the 4th, 5th, or 6th, but keep checking back, and you should be able to get into My LCI and see what it looks like and how it works. I'll demonstrate some because I don't have access to all the president stuff. But the secretary and president can report MMRs, can input new member data or change data. And let me say that your data needs to be accurate because that's the whole organization, district level. We pull all of our information from LCI. So if the information on My LCI is incorrect for your members and your club, where you meet, all of those things, it's worthless and is a problem. Also, you would turn in your new annual officers. And you have your elections next spring. Your secretary should go in and put in the new officers in the next year's list and put their data in, who they are. And I would assume it's going to fill in all of their information from their member information, assuming it's up to date. Your treasurer can view and pay LCI invoices. I believe you can go in and see the LCI invoices too, and see if they've been paid. You know, you don't have to be anal and watch everybody and micromanage, but I would recommend that you keep an eye on your officers to make sure they're doing their job. Because if they don't tell you and don't report that things are being done, you can get behind as a club. All right, and there is information and reports that you can pull. I will demonstrate that because that's pretty cool. Let's go to, here is, let's see. That's not what I wanted. Oh, you hear the dog next door? Oh, that is my screen. Okay. Well, that still isn't it. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm back to my, okay, we'll go to a new tab. Okay, this is my browser. And I go out here a lot. So it's one of my preferred places is LCI, lionsclubs.org. And as you can see, there's lots of things up here that you can look at. There's information about LCI, all of these things. If you want, a lot of these could be a program to your club because most members do not go out and look at all this. So you could give some informational programs from these links. Your foundation, Melvin Jones Fellowships, Campaign 100, resources. This is where you would go to look up your ebooks. To the Resource Center. And I don't know, this thing used to be really good, but it's kind of flaky now. And it didn't come up. You got to be just perfect. And I wish it wasn't like that, but it is. I do not like their new site, the way they've done that. No. Anyway, if you really need it and you can't find it, email me. I'll send you one. How's that? But anyway, I'm going to skip that. Let's go back to up here. This is why I was here. Member login. And if I click on that, I come up with this out of the way. And there's also a fifth one because my screen's too narrow, learn. This is where you would go to take your president's class. And again, I recommend that all of your officers go do that. Just as a, here it is, Lions Learning Center. And I need to take one that knows who I am. Isn't that nice? And I can look at, let's see, well, completed. I took this class the other night. I can go to all. See if I come up with anything. It's another kludgy thing here. Oh, here it is. Oh, I need to close that. Use the menu on the left to navigate. Content library. Okay. Courses. There we go. Content library. Courses. So if we click on that, we can see club officer training, club president responsibilities, secretary, treasurer, how to coach people, you know, lots of different things. Conflict resolution. how to delegate, how to listen. So you can go take any of these classes, and I would recommend that you take several of them. I've taken a bunch of them, but since they changed everything, I lost all my history of that. Boo. That wasn't very nice. All right, some of the other things that you can do. Get out of here. May not work. Tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to close it and go back to LCI again. About as easy. And we'll go look at some of the other things that are in here. Let's go look at shop. Get my mouse to work. Oh, let's go. Duh. All right, so if you want to buy some awards or clothing or things that are Lion, here's the Lion store. So that's how you access that. Anybody can go look this one up and buy things. So we've got different clothes, awards, and certificates, medals. Be sure to give out things to your workers, your officers, and your people that have done good jobs during the year. There are, here's award bars. So you can buy these, and then you can hang awards on them. So there's one for secretary. There it is, treasurer, citizenship awards, Medal of Merit, district officers, I like this one, an appreciation award from the president. So if somebody's done an outstanding job and they're not an officer, you can give them one of those, and either give them the ribbon to pin it on, hook it onto, or the bar if you're going to do those more often. It's a good thing to do. And this one, I think if you buy it, there are all a bunch of them. There's secretary and other positions that you can fill. Yeah, committee chair, secretary, treasurer, you can buy those. And it's got the $sign. Look at that. All right. Shopping. Spend some of your dues money that people paid. I'm going to go back here again. And I'm just going to close that and go back. I'm not sure how you get back from all of those back to your main directory, back to this page, or to this page. All right, so insights, you got a lot of information you can look up on how much your club has given or the district has given to LCIF. My Lion, this is where you report service activities. You also have to, once you can set up an activity, but you also, at the end, once it's done, you need to report it. So there are two functions, and I would only use my secretary to do this. I might have a service chair that can enter them. You can enter them. Your secretary can enter an activity. That's meetings, your fundraisers, also all of your service activities. All of those hours report up as service activities or service hours. When you report your activity, that means it's completed. You'll put in how many hours people were involved, how many hours, and that all accumulates up to LCI. And they can use that information to go out and get grants from other civic organizations that give out money in support of charities. When you set up one on My Lion, let's see if we can go take a look. Yes.
Fred, do you normally report those as they come, or like if you have your calendar of events, you just do them as they're completed? How do you normally report your activity hours?
We typically, well, I don't, but our secretary does. I think typically she does it after the fact.
Okay,
But
completion.
yeah, and soon after the fact, so you don't miss out. But you can go in and set up, plan a future activity,
Okay.
and when you go in, it says service. You can pick what it is,
Mm-hmm.
a club meeting or a board meeting, a fundraiser, vice versa. And once you've clicked on that, oh, you got to go to continue. Continues down here. It will give you options as to what our focus is. Is it going to be vision or diabetes or hunger or whatever, or other? So let's say we do something for the environment. And I continue. And also it shows this over here, gives you some information about each of these, our focuses, which is pretty cool. Let's go to continue. And now here's some options: tree planting, clean water. So it kind of guides you through setting one of the your activity up. It's pretty easy. And now if I go continue, it'll actually create one. But once I get in there, I can say, let's see, I think I can still cancel it. No, it's not. Oh, I've got to select something. Let's say clean water. Once I'm in here, I can put in information about my activity details, okay? When it starts and stops, where, once I put in the address, it will provide me with a Google map picture. That's pretty cool. And I can go invite people to attend, all of the club members and or neighbors or whoever might be interested in this activity. So it will send them an email inviting them to this activity and give them the map and the time and all the information. So you don't have to go send out individual emails or develop one yourself to send out. It's a very useful tool. Okay. Oh, there's a planning guide too. All right. So that's that. Let's go back and report a past activity. So if we have unreported activities, they'll show up here. And you can select it and then just go report. Once it has happened, then all of that information is going to report up to LCI. So let's see, here's one. We had 31 people at our meeting. Nobody was served. Okay. We just had a Zoom meeting. We discussed SAC summer hunger. So LCI looks at these things and activities for things that they can put in their magazine. Let's go here. Let's see what this one says. So here we have, we donated $5,000. And how many people did we serve? It doesn't show. That hadn't been filled out, right? Oh, 462 children were served in the summer, over the summer. So those kind of things, it's a very powerful tool. And LCI, this is how they accumulate their data, accumulate all of it. I'm going to go back again to my LCI. So again, once you become, you might sit down with your service chair and your secretary and go through the My Lion and maybe put some in so that you're all familiar with how to do that. That would be cool. I did one once, but it was a district thing, but it still got counted as my club because I was a member of the club. All right, this is the one that you'll really look at as president. You will see your tasks over here that you need to do. Status of your club, okay? We have 28 people. Oh, 28, because I'm a region chair. I've got 28 clubs that I can have active right now. I can see the monthly and annual situation. This year we're 5 behind. I think a new club is coming into existence soon. A Bangladeshi club. So that'll be kind of cool. Service activities. It's the end of the year, so we need to turn in our activities on My Lion. got my district officers, my information. So let's see here. Which clubs have not turned in their PU 101 new officers? Dallas Ace, I know they're working on it. Waxahachie, I know they're working on it. So I have been calling them regularly. You've got to get that information in. So it tells me what I need to do. And you will have tasks in your MyLion, or MyLCI, I'm sorry, to
So
click
are we in
on.
compliance, Fred? Are you saying that Lancaster isn't compliant?
No.
I'm getting excited.
None of you are here. You're not on this. Yeah, you have
Oh,
turned
I'm
in.
not on that. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. If you were on here, I would have already been calling Ernest to make sure it
Good
happens.
news.
Yeah, that is good news. That's right. So if I go back home again, and once you get access to this, you're going to have to poke around and see what you can do. But this my tasks is an important thing to check out regularly. These people have not reported their membership yet for the month. Okay, and let's see. Oh my goodness, look at that! I have beat Lancaster Centennial, and they are good now. I tell you, they turned it in right away. So you guys have been trained. That's good. So anyway, I will be following up with these clubs here very shortly. Make sure that they get their MMRs in. And that's how I know who has and who hadn't. I can also go view them. That's another thing. But anyway, once you get access, up here in support, you can go through and find a club's reporting history. You can do all kinds of information up here. So just poke around, see what's cool. Region Zone Reference Center, Resource Center. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. I can go find zone meeting information. Use my LCI reports to keep your club current with your clubs. So that's something I would use. And see, can I go back? Oh, that thing's in the way. There. Stop. There. Okay. So one other thing I wanted to point out is if I go to home, to my club, and actually my clubs, I can look at your members. You can print a list of your members, your officers, information about your club. You can look at statements and dues. Let's see if Capel has anything outstanding. Here it is. Okay, we incurred charges of $85. Now, so you can see we've been paying, and you can look and see what the invoice was for. And let's go back here again. I want you to look at, this doesn't work because they used to report service activities through my LCI. Now it's my Lion. Data download. I'm going to demonstrate this. Okay, oh, I got a scam. I'm going to forget that. Somebody's calling. So you can collect information on all of your club. Okay, I'm going to decline that call. And so I want emails, cell phone number. I don't need my club ID because that's just my club, and probably not that. I want their first and last name, maybe their address line. Okay, probably should say maybe what office they hold. It's up here somewhere. Oh, title. Okay, and I want to do a report. So I've got, move you guys out of the way here, and I have to approve this by downloading this. I'm not going to use this for, it's just for my obligations as an officer. In view. And I still have trouble remembering that it pops up down here. Look at all the ones I've clicked on and haven't closed. And I can open this, and it pops up as a comma delimited Excel file. which you can save as an XLS, an Excel file, or a XLA. Yeah, but any of the file structures in Excel. So let's see, here it comes. Bingo, there we go. So title wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to know officer position. So you can build a list of your club this way. And if you want to send them all an email, all you need to do is go highlight, copy, go over to your Outlook or your Google Mail or whatever you're using, save, paste those into your, to the address lines, and you've got all your emails. So this is a really cool tool. You know, it helps. I used this when I was running for office for second vice. I did all of the, everybody in the whole district. I emailed everybody so that had an email address. So, but you can probably only see your clubs, your club. So any question on how to do that? And okay, again, you can go try that. It's a pretty cool thing. And to close Excel, don't save. And let's go back and look at where are we? Here we are. I want to show you this real quick. Speaking about the election, there's information in LA2, but there's also this document I'm going to send you, which I think hopefully is current, but it's kind of old. Let's look a little, zoom in a little bit. And it's how to do an election. Now this year was really weird, right? Because we had to do them online by email or however you did your club election. Some clubs just said, okay, we'll just keep the same officers next year and filled it in. But whatever works for your club is okay. But this is the guidelines. They should be held no later than April 15th, which as you saw, I still have 2 clubs that have not turned theirs in. So I'll give you a copy of that. And let's go look at this document. If I can find it. My line. Okay. This is from an email that was sent out. I'm not sure what year, July 10th, sometime. And from my LCI support, this Bianca. There are 2 videos on here. They're 8 minutes each. So I want you to watch those. This is how to plan an activity on My Lion and then how to report it. So use this. Make sure your secretary knows how to do it. You might send this to them. They may have gotten it in training, or if they didn't come to training online, they will need this. And same thing for your service chair. Send that to them also, so that they can, and you might, well, talk about it later, but make sure that you watch these 2 videos. Very important for reporting functions on your My LCI. I'm sorry, My Lion.
Okay.
Too many.
Fred, are you going to send that out?
Yes, you will get all of these files.
Okay.
Here's one I was looking for earlier, was goal setting, reasons for goal setting, and SMART goals. You probably have all seen, talked about SMART goals: specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound. If you don't have a time that it's going to finish up, it's not going to be, may not be relevant when you're done, and certainly you won't be focused on it. So anyway, look at that and make sure that all of your planning, you try to use SMART goals. I have one other thing here I want to show, and it goes down here. It's this thing. We talked about LCIF a little bit. Oh, share. And model clubs. So this is off of their website. I highlighted this stuff here. LCIF is the primary funding source for our projects worldwide. We've over $1 billion in grants have been granted since 1968. They have granted our club $800 and some for a project based on how much money we gave to them. They're giving some money back to the clubs. Also, you can use that money to buy a Melvin Jones. If you give $1,000, you can buy a Melvin Jones fellowship for one deserving lion in your club. 10,000, you can buy 10. So that money goes to service, both to youth and vision and disaster relief and humanitarian efforts. Now they're fighting diabetes and childhood cancer. Campaign 100, what's a model club? I want you to read through this. I'm not going to take the time to do it, although we still have some time. Why should you become a model club? So model club, let's see if I can get down here. You can have fundraisers to get your money, and it's $500 times the number of members you have. Now, it's a lot of money, but you've got until June 30th of 2022 to raise that money and get it paid in. So it doesn't all have to be right away. So if you can be a model club, that really underwrites the association's foundation. Let's see. Yeah, the deadline is June 30th, 2020. What's that? Oh, to commit to be a club. Yeah. So that way you've got 1 year, but now you have actually 2 years to be a model club. So if you could raise $500 a member, that would be great. You can be a visionary club. Our club, not to brag, but it is a visionary club. We've raised enough money through fundraisers. It hasn't come from all from Lions. So some clubs are up here. Anyway, I'll send this to you. I think it's something that would be something to look at. You don't have to be a model club. You give $50 outside of your dues. That is contributing. All right, let's go back to this. And we were down to, we've gone through my LCI a little bit, my Lion, shopping, insights. Again, you can look up club information, how much people have given as far as the international, constitutional, which is USA, Canada, and multiple district. That's our state, MD2, Texas, and then your sub-district, which is 2X1, so, and club information. Learn, again, go online, have your officers take these classes, and you take those. So we've talked about ebooks. We should set up a budget and ensure the 2 accounts, both public and administrative. Always have agendas in your meetings. Hold regular meetings. I know some clubs don't. Some clubs meet every week. I think that's too much, a little bit too much. We meet twice a month, and then we have a board meeting. So if you're a member of the board, you have 3 meetings a month, but you have at least 1 Monday off and maybe 2 if there's 5 Mondays. But anything less than that, we meet once a month. My personal feeling is that it's not enough to keep your mind on Lionism and to keep the club moving along. It's kind of like, that's 12 meetings a year. That's pretty sparse. 24, which we actually have less than that because sometimes they're on Labor Day or holiday. We kind of cut those. But yeah, you need to have enough meetings to keep your club going. Your board meetings, SMART goals, we talked about that. For developing plans for service, membership, and leadership. Develop a membership recruiting plan, very important. You start off your new club with 20 people, or in Valencia's case, 70 some, or I don't know what you really had. You had maybe 50, and then you added a whole bunch more. So they went out and developed a lot of membership. That's great. But if you don't have a membership recruiting plan, people start dropping out. They either don't want to pay their dues, they feel like they can't attend meetings, and they or something in life comes along, and you say, "Oh, I am too busy," or you might pass away. So you start losing members, and you need to be able to backfill those members and increase your membership. Why would we not want to? Why do we want to increase membership? Who can tell me?
Well, we definitely want the continuation of the club to go on.
That's right.
It's 100-year-old club, so I know you don't want it to end. So we
Yeah,
need to
that's
have
right.
new members.
New members. And why do we need more members?
Well, I think too for our service projects. I mean, we have the more we can spread out the activities, we won't wear the same few people out all the time.
That's right. Now, when I see it all the time at the district level, these little clubs that just, they just disappear. They start losing members, and they get down to 3 or 4 people. Who does all the work? The 3 or 4 people, and they get tired of it after a few years and disband or merge with another club if they want to stay Lions. So keeping your membership above 20 is really important. We get a report, and if you're below 20, your membership is in red, little red numbers. So it's important to keep backfilling, because more people, more service, more hands, more service, and that's what we do. Our motto is we serve, and we all know that. Select a new project each year, possibly. And don't just get stuck on the same thing, but look for new service projects and earn the Club Excellence Award. I need to talk about that in a minute. Okay, important topics. Make sure that you monitor your tasks and go back to your ebook and make sure that you highlight the ones that pertain to you, that are monthly or weekly or quarterly or annually, and use those in your planning of what you're going to be accomplishing this year. File your monthly reports and make sure that they happen. Either you do it, or more importantly, your secretary should file on MyLCI and your activities on MyLion, because they're obligations. When you were chartered, you signed up to, your club signed up to do those things. It shouldn't be well, I don't want to this month. Yeah, I need to do it for reasons. There are reasons we have those reports. Pay your dues and read your emails. We get tons of emails, don't we? I had 1,000 the other day, new emails. It's pathetic. And a lot of them go into my bulk mail, but I still peruse it because I might lose, maybe there's something important got in there. Once in a while, something I want to read. But you want to make sure that you look for your Lion ones, because they're information from LCI or from the district or from other clubs that maybe are doing a project or something that you would like to know about. That way you can inform your club members and make sure they know what's going on. Quickest way for people to get disillusioned is to be left in the dark. And you as a club president should keep people informed of what's going on in the district and internationally, so that they feel a big part of the bigger picture. Our club, when we formed, we didn't do anything with the district. That was just a waste of time. We were Coppell Club and we served Coppell. But as the years went on, we got people involved in district, and we got 2 past district governors, and 2 years I'll be a governor. So, and we've done a lot of things for the district. It invigorates your club being involved. So staying informed, you can pass that information down to your members and get them energized, and they get a bigger picture of how LCI works. It is not just a local community service organization. It's worldwide. And when you realize that, you go, wow, that's a big deal. We're the largest service nonprofit in the world. And I'm a part of that, and I can be proud of that. Attend your zone meetings and cabinet meetings and other district meetings so that you do know what's going on and keep share and be a part of that. And part of that is developing new leaders to backfill positions in the district in other levels. Strengthen your club. I'm going to send you a copy of this blueprint for a stronger club. There are other documents such as Your Club Your Way and a few others that are helpful, and you can find them out on the LCI website on the resources, member resources, but it's difficult. You kind of got to dig for it. Get the right thing up in the search block. Hold an annual club elections and see the guidelines for that. Recognize your club members' efforts. I can't stress that enough. Say thank you. And one way to do that is if your member hasn't been belonged to the club more than 5 years, they can be nominated as a grassroots lion if they've done an excellent job. So the second vice district governor always has a banquet, part of the banquet at the convention, which we didn't have this year, but the banquet which we hope we will have on the 25th of July, the grassroots lions from the clubs that have been nominated will be recognized. It's quite an honor. They get a patch, they get their name in a little booklet, and they get that information read and looked at in front of the entire attendance at the banquet, which represents a lot of clubs. So that's an important thing. It makes people feel like, I'm new, I've done a lot of work, but wow, they care about me. My club has honored me in that way. Also, get awards for your members. And some of them down here, Melvin Jones Fellowships, only cost you $1,000. But where does that money go? It goes to humanitarian service and disaster relief. Texas Lions Camp, $125. They get a pin, they get a nice plaque. Oh, at Melvin Jones, you get a really nice plaque. Texas Lions Foundation, there are many, only for Texas, LCIF. So when there's disasters in Texas, they give grants of money to help with disaster relief. And then Jack Wish Fellows. Jack Wish was the guy that, one of the couple of people, but he was instrumental in forming the Texas Lions Camp. So that is a big honor. I think it's $1,000. This can be 500 or 1,000, depending on what level you give out to somebody. I think I got a little tray one time, the silver plated, and I think that's a $500 thing. So plaques, and remember I showed you officer medals on the shop, Lions store. All of these things mean a lot to people. We don't get paid. We get paid in good feeling when we do service. But to be honored at a dinner, a banquet, or just like we're going to do next week online, that's a big deal. To stand in front of your club or and be honored by your president and by your club officers. So keep that in mind when you get around to the end of next year. Start looking at that and make sure that you honor your people. And just a simple thank you or a certificate if you haven't got the money. Something to honor them. Yeah, Norma.
I have a question back on the monthly reporting deal.
Okay.
What is the last day of this month if we have to drop anybody so that they don't go into having to pay for the next 6 months?
I think if you get it in by the 30th.
30th.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I would go ahead and drop them as soon as you can.
Yeah.
We're trying, the new club hopefully will make up for the minus. We're -5 right now. I just looked and I showed you.
We've got one that's on a borderline.
Okay. Well, don't necessarily drop them unless they're really are ready to drop. I haven't told you my story. My story was I joined Lions in '95, and I was tasked with a big job putting together their calendar that they did every year for a little fundraiser about pull my hair out. Oh, I did pull my hair out. Anyway, after that first year, I was put on a building committee at the church, and we met on Monday nights, so I didn't go to a Lions Club meeting for over a year. Nobody sent me a due statement. I didn't pay any dues. I was too green to know that I needed to pay dues. So they, by all rights, they should have dropped me. I didn't go to meetings, didn't pay dues, but they didn't. If they had of, I wouldn't be talking to you today. I'd be off doing something else or not in any service at all. So just because somebody doesn't attend, there may be a reason. And you need to talk to those people and find out what's going on. If somebody isn't paying their dues, do the same thing. Call them up and say, what's going on in your life? Did maybe they lost their job, or some financial thing fell on them that wiped out their savings and they're struggling to get by. It's Lions dues, or it's medicine or something like that. So don't just drop people to be dropping people. Plus, it cuts our roles. And if they really want to continue to be a Lion, they should be allowed to be a Lion. We have a gentleman that he was having a mental disease attack him, and he really was having problems with speech. But he did service, and he always wanted to participate. Well, then he had a stroke. Now he's in a home. His wife can't, we don't want to burden her with the dues. So we voted to carry him at least for a year. We probably will next year if he's still alive, so that he can remain a Lion and be a part of our club, even though he's not able to participate. His memory and past participation is what's important. And $100 and some a year, we can cover that easy. It's just, we need to keep him as a Lion, to honor him. So think about that before you drop somebody. Here's a slide on Lions Club International Foundation. Again, every dollar, every penny that goes to LCIF is charitable. It goes to service. Melvin Jones is $1,000, and you get a really nice plaque and a pin. You get a little pin, and it's a teeny little pin, but it looks like a lion's, but it has Melvin Jones under it. And if you repeat those $1,000 gifts, I've gotten 2 from my club for service, and I've purchased one, and I've sent in the money for another one. So once you get the second one, you get little diamonds. so that's kind of cool. But anyway, this is the real service up here. When there's a tsunami or an earthquake or something, Melvin Jones is sent, or LCIF is sending the money directly to Lions clubs on the ground to do the work. They're not sending it to the government, who take the funds and then say it's from them. They send it directly to Lions clubs to buy supplies or do whatever is needed to impact that problem. We talked about the Campaign 100 model clubs. Again, $500 a member, and you can raise that money from the public, send it up there, and give it to them, and you can become a model club. You can use that $500 toward Melvin Jones Awards. So if you raise $10,000, let's say $5,000, you've got 5 Melvin Jones Awards that you can present to club officers or Lions that have done an outstanding job and really deserve the recognition. And they will be honored the rest of their life. That list is up at LCI. Club Excellence Award, that's our last thing. We're getting close to the end. I like this. An award is more than a recognition of your effort. It's designed to help everyone succeed. So any award that you have to earn, knowing the requirements is half the battle. Then you can plan and come up with the way to get there. What are my goals? What do I need to do to achieve that award? Our club has met it 8 years in a row. We will not meet it this year. We lost too many people. So we're down about 5 members, and there's no, probably no way we can recoup that before the end of the June. But sad story. But anyway, we started getting those because I had been a zone chair. And zone chairs, that's one of the things we can talk about. And I go, wow, we ought to be able to, we do those things. Why don't we apply for that award? And we met it, the requirements, and got it. And so now every year we try to meet that award. So I think that is a club goal that you can try to achieve. Make it part of your club psyche or your history, that every year we're going to strive to do meet this Club Excellence Award. It's DACEA 1, and let's go look at it. And basically, it is doing what you're supposed to do. How about that, as a Lions Club? So you fill out the application. As you can see, it is a PDF, but it has fields. So you can type in this information, and you need to achieve growth, or you can charter a new club, help charter one, sponsor a club, or a Leo club, or a branch club. 2 years ago, we sponsored a branch club that kept us out of trouble. So 5 people is all you need to have a branch club. If you have people in your club that, let's say you meet in the evening, and they don't want to meet in the evening. Maybe they work in your city, but then they go home to another town. Well, you could have a branch club that meets at noon. You're the host club, and they're the branch club, and they're part of your club. They count as your membership. But also, you have a liaison to that club, and their club president is on your board of directors. So that's the interface that you have with them. Okay, and support member retention by increasing member satisfaction. So you might do a survey or something, and part of that club quality initiative is a survey that you can take and supply to your members so that they can answer anonymously that, hey, I don't like the way you do this. And maybe you can address that and get it fixed. Just like sitting in the back with the cheap seats like we had in our club. That came from that survey. So it can help make members happier. Service, that's what we're all about. It says start a new service project and think about one of our new global causes, such as childhood cancer. Think about those, and you should have 3, and contribute to LCIF. And that could just be $50. It doesn't have to be 1,000. It doesn't have to be 10,000. Whatever you can do. So if we look at this, it says improve membership value and reach new markets, enhance service impact and focus. That's what this is all for. If we look over here, organizational excellence. You want to be in good standing. That means you don't have balances outstanding more than $50 90 days past due to LCI. And your key officers took training at the district level, or maybe the Lions Learning Center. If they go in and take those courses that I recommended, then you can honestly say, check that box and say, we went on the Learning Center and my officers did this and took these courses. Or they can attend webinars that are periodically put out by LCI. And again, if your email is not correct, they won't get those notifications that those webinars are available. And improve club operations by using the club quality initiative to identify opportunities to improve your club. Marketing and communication, that's very important. Facebook accounts, club websites. Has everybody heard of eClubhouse? It's a site that's provided by LCI. It's, I forget the guy's name. It's on the tip of my tongue, up in Connecticut, and he runs it, keeps it going. It's free, it costs you nothing, and it's WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. Very easy for anyone to maintain. They don't have to be an HTML expert or a WordPress or any of the software tools to be able to, if they can do Word, they can do keep that up to date. and go in and make changes to it. And it's a good presence for your club to have that website. It's free again. So you can go out to Google eClubhouse, and you should be able to find it and log on. You can set one up. All you have is a username and password, and you can give that to whoever, and they can be the webmaster and set that up. So it's pretty cool. Probably all you will be out buying billboards, I know, alongside the road. But if you got the money, go ahead and do that. But anyway, local newspaper. Make sure that you advertise in your local papers. If you have a community paper, make sure the community knows what's going on. And last meeting, Bill, what Bill's last name, suggested public service announcements. If you go to your radio stations, they will do free public service announcements. You can email this then to your district governor, who will sign it. He has a signature that he can put in here, date, your district 2X1, and his number. And then by August 31st, 2021, this can, if you get it in by then, it can be submitted for 2021, 2022. So, yeah. No, that would be, yeah, district governors. So anyway, something to shoot for. All right, are there any other questions or anything that you'd like to talk about? I think
Fred, your email address again was fred.conger at Verizon.
.net.
Yes,
.net.
.net.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
That's right. And I will get all of your emails from Christy, and I will be sending you all, I don't want to share that. Well, let's see. It's all of these files so that you can look at them. And I think that would be help you out. So you've got a good reference bunch of documents that you can go back to without going out to LCI and going to member resources and digging around, going through that silly sign up or query thing. I don't know what they did. Used to be you could go in and just type in eClubhouse and you'd get them all, you know, and they'd be there. But now you have to have it exactly right, or it's you can't find them. It's difficult. Anyway, all right. But again, though, if you would like any of those books, I'll send you the one for your offices. But I can send you any of them because I've already downloaded them on my computer, because it's a lot easier to click in my directory than it is to go online and try to find it again.
Well, I would definitely like those, Fred. You did a great job.
Well, thank you.
Great presentation.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Like I said, I used to be shy. And then I taught school, for 12 years. That changes your attitude. Well, you guys have been great, and I want you to have a good time this year. And, you carry the mantle of responsibility, but okay, 3 minutes. But enjoy your year and have fun. Make your club fun, because your attitudes are going to reflect often to your members. And if it's drudgery, they're not going to respond positively. But if you're having a good time and enjoying what you're doing, and demonstrate that leadership, you'll have a great year. And again, contact me, contact Christy if you're in the East group, contact your club, the zone chairs, the district officers, LCI. We're all here to help you and to help make sure that your year and your clubs are successful. All right? Thank you. And